My name is John Scarr. I'm an astrophotographer. I drive to extremely remote locations in search of the darkest skies I can possibly find. I take 10 to 20-second exposures focused on the Milky Way, aurora borealis, and other cosmic phenomena like meteor showers. The easiest way I can explain astrophotography, it's like the opposite of a storm chaser. I look for clear patches of skies in a 6-hour radius, coordinate that with light pollution maps. Then I have to figure out where I'm going to camp and how I'm going to get camera equipment and food and camping equipment however many miles backcountry. You just don't really have an option to screw up, or you have to be ready to think on your feet and change your plans according to, whatever goes wrong. As a kid, I was obsessed with adventure stories like Hatchet and Where the Red Fern Grows. There's this common thread that there is a place where no one else exists. These wild, untouched, natural spaces. This started before I had a camera. It had more to do with adventure. At 24, I moved to New Zealand. I lived out of a backpack for a year and saw things I never thought I would. I went to Fiji and swam with sharks. I went on my first solo adventure in Bali. I climbed mountains. At some point, I started realizing that I didn't want to travel with people all the time. It escalated into me committing to an 800-mile bicycle trip from Wellington, New Zealand to Queenstown by myself. And I realized I don't remember the last time that I had spent that much time away from human contact, from phones, from obligation. It impacted my mental health, was immediately noticeable. All of my anxieties, all the things that drive my depression went silent. I started finding ways to fill my time with a lot of reflection and a lot of goofy things that I think I probably would have been doing as a kid that maybe at some point I lost. It felt really odd to not be able to share that with somebody. It's difficult to not be able to explain that to people I love and people I care about. And astrophotography just seemed to stick out to me because it captures this haunting nostalgia. Generally people have this response of wow, I haven't seen the stars like that in so long. The camera goes and I get this beautiful, something that our eyes can only barely get an idea of. The camera sees it a little differently, but that really captured my imagination initially, and I think that's what draws people in, is they know they've seen this, but why is it so special and unique? And I think it all comes back to is everyone has some kind of connection to stars, positive memories. And as light pollution creeps further in, fewer and fewer opportunities there are to find these dark skies. And it's superficial to an extent, but I think it's kind of an ugly future to think that if we forget about this, we're leaving a future that doesn't have stars. In the end, what I'm attempting to do is share a place that's extremely personal and vulnerable to me, in the hopes that I can motivate other people to find a way to get out to these places, to build their own experiences, so that in the end, when we're fighting for what's left of the natural world, people have more of a motivation to stand up and speak out.